Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Camp TCG. I know we haven't uploaded for a while, but today we have first place Swordsoul list. Went to my locals, topped. It was 4 rounds. Round 1 I played against Flu, 2-0'd that. Next round I played against True Draco, I 2-0'd that. I was just able to play through his Floodgates and OTK in both games. Round 3 was Dragon Maid. That one was interesting because he just kept bouncing my non-tuner, so I had to figure out a way to play around that. And then game 4 was round 4 was against the guy behind the camera. He's on branded Despia, and holy crap, that was back and forth. But in the end, I managed to take it because in game 3, it just drew unplayable.
Oh yeah, no, it was literally unplayable. I said droplet pass. It
Yep.
was that bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it though.
Yeah, for sure. So for main deck, you play triple Moye. You normal summon, you reveal a worm or a sword soul, summon a token, and then draw a card. Triple Longyun. Longyun's insane. You pitch a card. This is how you make your 10s, and then it also burns for 1200. Double Taya. This is a Foolish Burial, and then you get to decide when to use the effect, so it's not like, oh, I normal this, I have to use it. Like, you can normal it, and then you can set up in your grave, and then use the effect, which is nice. And this card for follow-up is like the best thing you can have. And then Ecclesia, this card is insane. Summon any Sword Soul from your deck. You're never summoning Longyun unless you have like a way, like the only time that ever comes up is if you like Taya, banish Blackout, get 2 tokens, and you Ecclesia for the Longyun. Then but that hardly ever comes up. But this card's insane going second because you just special it and then you tribute it and special Sword Soul from deck. Typically it's these two. And just like it's freaking cracked. That's it for the Sword Soul package. For the Tenyi package, which is why this deck is so good. Vishuda, the best Tenyi by far. You banish, target a card, bounce it. Nice Floodgate, bro. Bounce it back. This card don't care about Gozen, don't care about skill drain. It's just as long as I have a non-tuner on board, boom, bounce your card. And then second best Tenyi, because it gets you to your best Tenyi. Ashina, the specialist from deck. Card's insane. Then 2 Adahara. I have thought about bumping this up to 3 just because it does come up sometimes where you need the 3rd. But yeah, you essentially banish this, target a banished worm, and then add it back. So you can use that to add like Taya and Moye and stuff. But typically you're adding like either Vishuda or Ashina for grind game. And then running one of the blue one. Some people are playing the red one as an option, but I like this one better because if they pop your monk or your token, you can use this and like not the token, but if they pop the monk, you can use this and bring the monk back, which comes up sometimes. But the whole purpose of this is for Heavenly Dragon Circle. When they hit your Taya or your Moye, you can use Heavenly Dragon Circle to tribute it off and then add this, and then you still summon the token to dodge like Imperm and Valor and stuff. And then it allows you to summon, you can special this, then you can still make your synchro, which is cool. Then for hand traps, I went pretty universal. Nib deals with almost the whole format. Ash, universal and everything. Same thing with Imperm. These are the 2 most universal hand traps. No matter the format, I am almost guaranteed going to be playing using my deck just because these cards are just insane. They hit everything. And there's a lot of combo going around, and Nib just helps a ton because a lot of people just don't respect it. Especially in the mirror match, you just nib them because they 90% of the time go Moye into Longyun, and by the time they summon the token off of Longyun, you can just nib them, and then you kind of just win the game from there because you just pop token with Baron and kill them. But yeah, that's it for hand traps. That's it for the monster lineup altogether. For spells, I'm on Triple Emergence. This searches all the good cards in your deck, which is all your Sword Soul cards, and then if you have a synchro, you can search your Tenyis, which is insane. Triple Heavenly Dragon Circle, because you contribute and then either add, or if you tribute a non-effect, you can special from your deck, and then you can banish this to add a Tenyi. This card's insane. Allows you to dodge a lot of things. And then Triple Chalice. This is so I can beat Token Collector. I got Token Collected 4 times today, and every time I just had an out. Plus, Chalice just into boards right now is just like insane. Like into the Fluanderies board, you just go Chalice. And then against the Despia matchup, I did it against him to break his board. I went Chalice, and then I dropleted after he made his board. Like reestablished it with Branded in red and stuff, which was kind of nuts. I didn't play this in the tourney, but it's supposed to be in the deck. I totally spaced it and didn't have it in my deck, but it's 2 Desires. It's free as hell in this deck, and just it says cool. Draw 2 cards, keep playing the game. But I don't know why this wasn't in my list at locals. I didn't miss it, but I highly recommend running it. It's insane. Then Triple Droplet. This card's just, it also beats Token Collector, and then this breaks every build a board right now. You just be like, okay, Droplet, deal with like the 2 or 3 interruptions that you have. Cool, now I'm just gonna push through your board with my Tenyis and my Sword Souls and kill you. Basically about it. So for spells, and for the one trap I run along with the imperms is the Blackout. Allows you to take care of back row, and there are cool plays that you can do where you can banish this from the deck with Chi to generate tokens. So it allows for interesting plays where you can like go Moye if it gets negated and you still have a Long Yun in hand. You can go Moye gets negated, summon Long Yun. Long Yun will summon you a token. You then can make the Moye and the token and the Chi Xiao can banish the Blackout, summoning the token, and then you can make your Synchro 10, allowing you to still get to end board, which is a cool thing about Blackout that people forget. But most of the time I'll side this out, but it's still good going first. Like if you win die roll, you can search it if you have everything else in Extra Interruption. So deck list for the tourney was 41, but with Desires it is at 43. I do want to cut it down though, so I'm down to 40 just to make it more consistent. But yeah, for the extra deck, double Chi Xiao. You summon this, it searches everything in your deck, and then it's just an imperm. You banish a worm, and you just imperm the board. Card's just insane. And then I call it Sinister Chungus and Big Chungus, because this guy gets big, and Sinister Long Yun. Pretty self-explanatory. This is the best card in your extra deck. Reason being, when they special a monster, you banish it, burn it from 12, and then when you when they activate a spell or trap or effect, so it can be face up, you can banish it and burn them. It actually came up in the Fluenderies matchup. I summoned this, and then he didn't realize, and then he went map, and then I just banished it, burned him for 12, and then he just couldn't play after that. And then this paired with this sometimes is not a bad end board, being able to banish a card from field and grave. Baron, I really don't make this card that much. 90% of the time I'm making this with this, because this end board is pretty dang good paired with everything else that you have. But it still comes up. Sometimes you just need to make this to play around Nib and stuff. But it really just, like, you don't need it for the deck, but it is good. Like, the pop and the negate's nice, but I really don't make it that much. I then played one Xiaofeng. This card's insane. If you can Xiaofeng line against most decks like Drytrons and Despy and stuff, you just make this, lock him out of lights, and then cool, try clearing this, you get punished because I get a tuner, or if I pop stuff, I have every attribute in my deck, so I just get the search. And it's just a floodgate. Like, this card is just awesome. And then my favorite card in the extra deck is Boxia. It's an on once per turn, spin back 2, and then you can pop itself to summon a level 4 lower worm, and then keep going. So like if you have Taya and you have a worm in hand, you can go Boxia, so you can go Taya into this, spin 2, Boxia, get the Moye, and then Moye reveal, and then you can make your Chi Xiao and keep going. But this card's just absurd. Yazi, I don't think I've summoned this card once the entire time that I played this deck. It's in here for Token Collector. If you go Long Yun first, they hit you, and then you normal summon Adahara and make this, and then keep playing. It does not come up for me once, because I'm never in that position where I have Long Yun and Adahara. I then play one Draco Berserker. This is what you make when you're under the Shaman lock. Plus, this allows you to just break boards in OTK, because you can just like beat over 2 cards, it gets big, and then it's also an interruption. And then Dragite. This card's awesome, especially in the Despia matchup, because that's a lot of spells and traps. You make this, and then you just say, cool, I have a spell and trap card negate. So pair that with like this and this, or like this Chi Xiao. It's pretty dang good. And played 4 links, pretty obvious. Triple monk. You need 3 of this card because the 3rd does come up. You need to be able to turn your Tenyis into normal monsters so you can make their effects alive. And then shaman, because this just pushes through boards. You get dimensional barriered, you can still break their board by going shaman monk, and then you just swing with monk, shaman, pop a card, and then deal some damage or make a board. This just allows you to push through so much. Plus, you can discard and like summon your Taya, your Moye, and any of your other Tenyis back, which is just awesome. And then for side deck, this side deck is pretty universal for most things. Droll, because it just kind of solves the format. Yeah, this card's just broken. Triple Cosmic and Triple Twin. And 1 red reboot, because I just did not want to lose the back row. And the red reboot is also for D-Barrier, so you put this in going into game 2 and 3. So if you do draw it against D-Barrier, you just say, cool, reset the D-Barrier, and I'm just going to play the game. But these were nice all day. The back row matchups that I went up against, I just put this in, and 7 cards for back row side is just... It's a lot, and they really can't deal with it. I then played... for the rest of the cards, D-Barrier, because it solves the entire format, and same thing with Anti-Spell. Either you flip Anti-Spell and it just wins the game, or you flip D-Barrier and just wins the game. Like, there's no reason to not play these cards. But yeah, that's it for the profile. Deck's just stupid good. It's one of the top 2 decks in the room right now. Despia, Swordsoul are the 2 best decks until Splight and Tearlament come out. I am planning on building Tearlament. I'm super excited for that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe. Let us know down in the comments what decks you guys would like to see, and we'll see if we can get those out for you. But this is Camp TCG signing out.